Okay, so I want to make a different style of video explaining some important concepts from some short plays or short clips of films that we see. And I'm starting with this amazing goal by Sarah Melvin in the Ireland-Finland game yesterday. And what I want to do is I want to show the clip, and then we're going to come back and take a look at three really important examples of, first of all, why the spacing was so open and some really great things done, not just by Sarah Melvin, but two of her teammates that really contributed to this goal. It's a great lesson for any young teams. Actually, it's a great lesson for all teams about spacing and moving defenders. So let's take a look at the clip and we'll come back and focus on some other points.
Rifle Inkinen's reset cuts. Maybe you'll have a better option. But first, the Ireland team do need to close with a hold here on offense.
Just back to Myrna, who finds Highland. Thinks about the deep shot, but now it's going to look maybe for Myrna upfield. He's going every other. Now sends it to Melvin, who has a good position and gets up with a fantastic grab. Celebrating that one. She is pumped up.
Okay, so the first thing I want to go back and take a real hard look at is Sarah Melvin and her defender. And what you're going to see is this defender wanting to kind of poach into the open space here, and Melvin just drifting back in a little downfield to ultimately pull this defender out of the space. And what you'll see is when, oh shoot, I've forgotten the thrower who throws the goal, so sorry about that, but you'll see she takes possession of the disc for that throw to Melvin, almost in exactly maybe 2 steps away from where Melvin and the defender are at the beginning of the clip. So this is really important movement from Melvin, asking the defender, who do you want to cover? Do you want to poach or do you want to come back and cover me? That defender moves out of the space and that leads directly to a goal. Okay, so the second thing I want to point out in this clip is the movement of the Irish cutter on the far side of the field. When we go back and watch here, I want you to watch her specifically making a cut down the field that takes her defender with her, and then she loops back, does not go super deep, cuts off this cut a little early, comes back and then over here and stays wide, and I want to specifically notice the space that creates for Melvin, and also in the middle of the field. So take a look at that now. Okay, and the last thing I want to take a look at is to point out a defender who comes poaching into this cutting lane, and again the disc ends up where the throw for the goal happens. It's right outside of the circle. So this defender comes poaching very near to where the disc is caught. You'll see an Irish handler, I assume, cutting suddenly across the field. So this is not a cut to get the disc, but it's a super instructive cut because you'll see that cut comes and then the defender pulls out of the space, and that happens maybe 2 or 3 seconds right in front of this catch, and then of course that catch leads to the throw for the goal. So again, this handler movement is another perfect example of moving to pull defenders out of space, understanding the spacing, movement without the disc. Really great example from Ireland.